Hi, and welcome. I'm Shawna, and today I would like to discuss self care. I believe self care is an important topic to start with because everyone is responsible for their self care. Self care has many layers, and I do not plan to go deep into this topic. Instead, I would like to discuss what is self care, why is self care important, and how you can provide care for yourself. So, what is self care? When I think about self care, I think about the things you can do to take care of yourself. I see self care as filling your metaphorical cup. I use this metaphor to remind myself that I cannot pour from an empty cup, and self care will be different for each person depending on where they are in their journey of life, what their priorities are, what they find relaxing, fun, fulfilling, calming, etc. And I've decided to share more about my self care thoughts on my website, their Shawna 2015 blog, to keep this video from being too long. And I will share an update once I upload it to my blog. And for this video, I would like to share information on different sites for you to look into further for your self care needs. So please keep in mind moving forward that self care is taking care of yourself as a whole by caring for your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health. You will be the best person to know what self care advice works best for you. I did find the helpful links and information from the BetterHelp website, and I will post them all for you to review and have access to. The BetterHelp editorial team posted the definition of self care. They said, according to the World Health Organization, self care is the actions by individuals, families, and communities to provide and maintain health, prevent disease, and cope with illness or disability. The BetterHelp editorial team goes on to say that self care can involve any action made to take care of yourself, from relaxing in a bubble bath or exercising regularly to reliably attending treatment with a licensed therapist. The BetterHelp editorial team also found that the National Institute of Mental Health defines self care as taking the time to do things that help you live well and improve both your physical and mental health. They state that self care can help you manage stress, lower your risk of illness, and increase your energy. So, why is self care important? For me, self care is important to balance my life. When I take time to ground myself, I can reflect on what is going on around me and I make decisions a lot easier. When I feel my anxiety and stress rising, I've learned that I need to take a step back, do self care, recenter myself, and sometimes also work on my root chakra. I'm still learning and developing. I'm not speaking on this topic because I am great or perfect at doing self care. I am human. However, I'm speaking on self care because I've noticed a lot of my patients in the past did not participate or practice self care and would end up with frequent hospital visits or hospitalizations. And I believe self care is a great first step towards taking care of your health. And the BetterHelp editorial team found from the Southern New Hampshire University that engaging in self care routine has been clinically proven to reduce or eliminate anxiety and depression, reduce stress, improve concentration, minimize frustration and anger, increase happiness, improve energy, and more. The BetterHelp editorial team found from the National Alliance on Mental Health that many people struggle to maintain adequate self care. They might feel that their needs are not as essential as their family members. For example, parents often focus so much on caring for their children that they neglect their own care. However, many mental health organizations showcase that practicing self care may prepare you better to care for others and be present in your relationships. And I can relate to that for sure. So, how do you provide care for yourself? My current self care took years to craft. And my routine still needs adjustments, and I even need to improve on keeping the routine. However, taking the time to work on self care is better than running on an empty cup. I found a saying a long time ago that, in short, said, whatever's in your cup is what comes out when it spills. So, if I'm not filling my cup and I allowed my stress and anxiety and depression and frustration and anger and so on to build within this cup, when something that's the last straw comes into contact with my cup and it spills, what comes out? All my stress, anxiety, depression, frustration, anger, etc. And that is not who I am. And I decided to fill my cup with self care. I also learned that how I speak to myself can be harsh and degrading, even though I developed that habit at a young age to motivate myself. That was hard for me to change, and I am still working on this at times because I was afraid I wouldn't get things done or I would be a bad person if I started to speak to myself kinder. However, my experience has shown me that when I do practice speaking to myself kinder, that fills my self care cup. Also, when my cup was empty, how I spoke to myself was how I would speak to others. And now, when my cup is empty, I not only recognize the emptiness, but I am also a lot better at how I speak to others when I am run down. All this to say, I want to give you courage. You do not have to start at the end to be perfect. Just start. Allow yourself to be loved by you. Small steps are what lead to big changes. The BetterHelp editorial team lists 7 pillars of self care from the researchers at the International Self Care Foundation, who published details about the 7 pillars of self care, which can be used as a framework to help you develop ways to take better care of yourself. The 7 pillars include knowledge and health literacy, mental well being, self awareness, and agency, physical activity, healthy eating, risk avoidance or mitigation, hygiene, rational and responsible use of products and services. The BetterHelp editorial team also said that they have 8 types of self care that can be practiced: physical, emotional, spiritual, environmental, financial, intellectual, social, and occupational. And according to the BetterHelp editorial team, the self care methods that work for you may be as individual as you are. Self care is often more than learning how to relax. It encompasses all the strategies that you use to care for yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, socially, and spiritually. And they also have a few ways that you can incorporate these practices into your life. Um, they say set long and short term self care goals, prioritize your time, develop positive coping strategies, establish a safe care plan. Establish a self care plan. Consider activities to care for oneself, such as connect with people in your social network. Use sensory input, taste, touch, sight, smell, sound to manage stress and ground yourself. Eat a balanced diet and maintain regular physical activity. Take initiative to follow healthy habits and promote health, prevent disease, and support your well being. Practice healthy sleep hygiene. Take time to do activities you enjoy. Develop your emotional intelligence and literacy to identify and express your feelings. Complete an item on your to do list. I like that one. Meditate, use relaxation techniques, practice yoga, live a mindful lifestyle to help improve focus, balance, and calm. Practice gratitude and remember what you're grateful for each day. Utilize the power of positive thinking to challenge unwanted thoughts and build up your self esteem. Give yourself time and space to feel and process your emotions. Identify your spiritual values and incorporate them into your daily life. These might include prayer, meditation, attending a place of worship, or spending time in nature. The BetterHelp editorial team also have advice when to reach out for help. So, working with a therapist may also benefit your mental health, according to NIMH. You might benefit from reaching out for professional help if you experience the following symptoms for 2 weeks or longer: trouble sleeping, changes in appetite or eating habits, low or depressed mood in the mornings, making it difficult to get out of bed, challenges with concentration and focus. I cannot say this word, but I'm going to try. Anhedonia, or loss of interest in or pleasure from activities you once enjoyed. This is just a reminder that just because I am a nurse, I might not be able to say all the words that they put here. And or a functional impairment that interferes with your daily activities and responsibilities. And that was from the National Institute of Mental Health. So, in conclusion, don't be afraid to start loving yourself. Don't limit yourself. Set healthy boundaries. Give yourself grace and be understanding with mistakes. Don't hesitate to ask for help. Life is about growth and development, and you don't need to allow past or generational strongholds to keep you from moving forward with your life and your happiness. So I've learned about more ways to care for myself from reading these sites, and I plan to add some of the practices mentioned to my self-care. And I hope you found this information helpful and useful, and thank you for your time. Bye.